What's going on, people? Zach Newman here. This is my second video. And I'm actually on the road. I'm heading to work right now. So I thought that I would use about the 10-15 minute drive to talk about my philosophy on life. And first and foremost, buckle up. Always buckle up. Or there may be no life to philosophize. That wasn't funny. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to use this time, like I said, to talk about some of the things I've learned over the years and that I've really grasped a hold of over the past probably 5 or 6 years. And it's a pretty simple concept. Now, it's a simple concept. That doesn't mean that it's easy to achieve. But I'm going to get to the point, and that point is happiness. For me, like, it all comes down to, am I living and leading a happy life? We spend so much time in our younger years kind of feeling that we are responsible for doing certain things that we're taught that we're supposed to do, as far as growing up, becoming an adult. These things that are supposed to mean that you're successful. Get the degree, buy the house, get married, have kids, make X amount of money. Those are oftentimes kind of like the foundation of our expectations. And don't get me wrong, all of the 4 things I just mentioned they're great things. If that's truly what you want to do, if that's truly what is going to make you happy. I mentioned probably once or twice in my first video, I'm 44 years old. I am not married, never have been married. I don't have any kids. And there was a long period of time, up until about the time that I was 37, 38, where I kind of felt like, sorry, the lighting is not great here. I'll try to edit it, make it a bit more appeasing. But yeah, I spent the brunt of my life, like most people, thinking like, okay, man, the clock's ticking. At some point I got to get married. I need to start having kids. I need to stop renting and buy the house and all this and that. And not really because it's what I wanted to do. It's because I felt like, I was listening to society. And then I'm, not really too sure why or exactly when this revelation came about, but sometime in my late 30s, I realized those aren't the things that I want. Those aren't the things that are going to fulfill me, because I don't feel a lack of fulfillment. I don't feel empty. And I kind of took that notion and in turn it made myself kind of think, well, what is going to make me happy? What is my idea of success? And through all the thinking and reflecting and that entire process, it came down to one really simple answer. What's going to make me happy? What makes me happy? And like I said, it's that simple, for me at least. I mean, it's that simple, the realization of my philosophy on life, which is happiness. Just before I forget to touch on this, I'm in no way, shape, or form against marriage. I'm not against having kids. I'm not against grinding and working your butt off to make six plus figures a year, I think all that stuff's great. I applaud all the people that do that if they're doing it because that's what they want to do. So yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling here. Again, I mean, I maybe could have like written down some notes, but I'm driving also, so it's not like I could really refer to them. But I think it's best too, just to kind of like go off the top of your head when it comes to a subject like this. It is a matter of the heart. So I think just speaking freely on it's kind of the way to go. So anyway, so yeah, like I am fortunate in the fact that I was able to come to this realization, because I fear that a lot of people don't ever come to it, or when they come to it, they're 80 years old and they're like, oh man, like I lived life the wrong way. I got married for the wrong reasons. I'm now retired and I spent 50 years doing a job that I couldn't stand for a certain paycheck. Now I get to enjoy who knows, how long of a retirement. And that to me sounds like a nightmare. That's my biggest fear, is waking up one day when I'm an old man and looking back and be like, man, I did it wrong. I did life all wrong. And there's nothing I can do to change it. So was I young when I had this realization? Not necessarily. But was I old? No. I mean, it was kind of, I don't know, maybe the sweet spot. Maybe I had to be a certain age to realize and accept these things. But nonetheless, I'm glad that I did. And I try to share this kind of stuff with people every now and again, not too often, because I'm not the kind of guy that gets serious very often. But I do enjoy having these conversations, and I do enjoy people hearing what I have to say and kind of maybe seeing a light bulb go off. Doesn't happen all the time. I don't have all the answers. That's very apparent. But this is one answer that I feel like I do have. Anyway, I'm about to pull up to work. Again, the final thought kind of here is, when you're living your life and leading your life and making your future plans, make sure that your happiness is the forefront. I mean, ensure that, because if you don't, you're going to regret it. You'll look back and you'll regret it, and you'll have wasted who knows how much time. Anyway, I'm going to kick over to a quick little montage of my arm day earlier today. I also mentioned in the previous video that my back's been kind of screwed up, but I got a cortisone shot yesterday, so I'm feeling pretty good. Probably not supposed to be working out with it, but I'm an idiot, and I do things like that. So anyway, I'm gonna kick over that montage real quick, finish you off with a shot of me putting my pipes to work, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Appreciate you listening.